What's up, moneymakers and HCMC ARMY? Welcome back to the channel. Many of you asked about what is going on with HCWC. When are we going to see one of the announcements that HCMC has been telling us about the proposed initial public offering and or IPO and its spin-off by HCWC. This is much awaiting event that people have been looking into pretty closely. We have seen that there is some news into the media as well. Healthier Choices Wellness Corp announced the public offering registration statement for proposed initial IPO and its spin-off by Healthier Choices Management Corp, which is HCWC. When did we see that? It was in September. Take a look right here, 9/12/2023, and since then we have been waiting for the announcement. More or less what we are trying to see this as a positive news, because as you already know, for HCMC there is no trading. Pretty much everyone's focus is on HCWC, what the company is going to do. That there are positives and then there are some negatives. HCWC announced IPO and the spin-off, and which may generate shareholder dividend, increase liquidity in terms of Class A common stock, and HCWC Class A common stock to be freely tradable upon the issuance and potentially attracting investors. While we talk about all that, so I'll be sharing that information with you. On the top of that, I really want to share what HCMC has been doing in terms of the revenue, because it is looking super stunning in terms of their financial results that they declared before a couple of weeks. Now, HCMC, they have done a tremendous record sale revenue, 12.7 million at the moment in the third quarter. 120% growth year over year. In terms of the gross margin, they have done 4.6 million, which is close to 150 million year over year as well. So which is looking pretty good. We will be talking about what their balance sheet looks like. Before I go ahead, I just wanted to tell you that I'm not a financial advisor. I know many of you asked this question. There is a lot of interest. So here I am after a couple of months sharing the information on what is going on with HCWC IPO. And we are going to hear more about that, because there is a lot of stake into the IPO. What they have told us, HCMC, they announced that they intend to spin off the wellness-based subsidiary, namely 14 natural and organic health and food stores, wellness centers, and online entities. The vitaminstore.com and the common HCWC stock will be distributed through the dividend, which means, let's say if some people are owning, if there are owners who own HCMC, they'll be given as form of dividend, which means they don't really have to pay anything for this stock. It'll be kind of a bonus stock in terms of the dividend, which means it does not really cost them anything. Now with that, and again, the eyeballs will be more on HCWC and not on HCMC. You have seen that there is pretty much no trading, 131 million. We don't really see anything for last few days, 176, 169, so on and so forth. So if you convert into the dollar value, it's practically nothing. What the company is worth at the moment is practically not really a pretty big market cap. Market cap is $475,000, as you can see, and this is HCMC at the moment. So all the eyeballs are what HCWC is going to do and how it's going to work out, and it will be in terms of the dividend, as I just mentioned, with the record of HCMC to be determined. The record date needs to be confirmed. The dividend will be on the pro rata basis based on the ownership of HCMC record date with certain conditions. HCMC shareholders will not forfeit any of their HCMC stock. So they will have HCMC stock, and in terms of the dividend, they'll have HCWC stock. I know that for many people, they bought it at 0.0010, so on and so forth, and they're still holding for a long period of time and looking into what the future will bring in terms of HCWC. While we talk about the stock, let's talk about what HCMC has been up to, or what they have been doing in terms of the revenue, what their balance sheet is looking like, so on and so forth. Do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on many juicy information. Like today, if you haven't gone through my Neo video, that's something that we are looking forward to. Now, for the record, I do not really own HCMC at the moment. This video is only for the entertainment purposes, because many of you asked. Now, HCMC net sales of their operations for last 3 months for the quarter ending September 30th, 12.7 million. For a small company like HCMC, right now their market cap is close to $500,000, $500,000 right now in the current market. With the current stock price, they have done $12.7 million in terms of the revenue, compared to $5.8 million and approximately $6.9 million, which is 120% increase for the same period in 2022. Gross margin has gone up as well by approximately $2.8 million for the 3-month period, amounting to $4.6 million compared to $1.9 million that they had in the same period in 2022, which is up 149% increase. With that 9-month 2023 results and earning, without going into more detail, let's talk about this numbers and unaudited statement of operation. So for 2023, for 3-month ending September 30th, they have done $12.7 million compared to $5.7 million. Long story short, the gross profit is $4.6 million compared to $1.8 million, where they have done more than double in terms of the revenue. And from $2 million, let's say 1.8, so 3.6, and they did $1 more million and went up to 4.6 in terms of the gross profit. Now their operating expense skyrocketed at the same time as well, $8.03 million, which is tremendously high operating expense. Now, if you ask me, what is operating expense? It includes people that they're hiring, so human resources. So they might have salespeople, they have cashiers, they have all the operation overheads, they have HR, they have other offices, back offices, accounting teams, so on and so forth. So that's their operating expense, with total cost of good that they spend to buy all this good to make the sale of $12.7 million, $8.06 million, which is also high as well. Now, with that, they have made the loss from operation $3.3 million, and net loss is $2.9 million. So $2.99 million, close to $3 million. So when they had $5.7 million in total sale in 2022 for the same period, they had $2 million more or less with the net loss. Right now, they have $3 million more or less net loss. So as their revenue increases, they're not even getting break even, which is a concern. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's a concern. If I owned HCMC, I have a legit question for Jeff Holman, who is their CEO. Now, 9-month period, take a look, 39.8 million in 2023, which is a net sell. With that, they're running with the loss from operation, 8.5 million, and their total net loss from continuing operation is 7.5 million compared to 4.7 mil that they had last year in 2022. So for this 3-month period, adjusted EBITDA 3.39 million, and last year for the same period in September 2022, 2.1 million. So all in all, their adjusted EBITDA comes out to be almost the same, 1.89 million, 1.88 million last quarter. With that 9-month period, they are doing negative 5.1 million. So when you see into the bracket, that's negative, right? 8.5 million negative. This is positive depreciation and amortization, which means it adds up into the credit statement for this company, right? 4.1 million that they had in 2022. With that, let's take a look at their balance sheet. Now remember, this is unaudited balance sheet. At this point, I'm spending a lot of time, energy, and effort in building this video as you asked me. So if you haven't clicked the like button, I deserve the like button. So click the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and let's get into it. Net current assets. Right now, cash and cash equivalent, 7.1 million, as you see, compared to 22.9 million. Now, what's happening with all this cash, right? The company has been buying more assets or more business for themselves. So take a look. Healthier Choice Management Corp announced another acquisition, Elwood Thompson's natural food and market store located in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. That's the store that they bought. And let's go back and take a look what they have been talking about. Now, one thing is our CEO has been telling us that they will reach $70 million in revenue in 2024, and moving forward, they're expecting strong revenue now, and to fulfill that, they have been buying more and more business. They announced that the company has filed a patent infringement lawsuit again with Vapor Company. So they are also suing other companies that they believe that they're using their patent and they're not getting any revenue or royalty out of that. What Jeff Holman said, that we are pleased to continue our effort in policing our patent rights through the court system against the potential infringers. Holman also continued that the case against R.J. Reynolds involves a patent that they have not previously enforced into the court. They concluded that in contrast to the previously filed lawsuit against Philip Morris with IQOS system that we know, device that we know, which previously and relatively new to the US market system at that time of filing of the lawsuit, and that is still pending. Now, VU's device reportedly has the largest share of electronic cigarette sale in United States, overtaking Juul, J-U-U-L, in the first quarter this year, according to Nielsen report in convenience stores and sells tobacco product. Now, with that, the company is also focusing more on another acquisition, as I already told you. The company has announced the acquisition for Elwood Thompson's, an organic and natural health food and vitamin stores located in Richmond, Virginia. With that, the natural food store offering organic and all natural product in vitamin from both top national brand as well as locally sourced specialty brand. And they're offering variety of organic food, natural groceries, dietary supplements, so on and so forth with freshly prepared food. With that, Elwood Thompson's is a strategic asset, as the company told us, as HCMC told us, that continues to accelerate the expansion of the grocery segment that HCMC has. Their CEO said, "It is yet another step in solidifying the growth initiative. Based upon our past performance, we believe our total revenue will approach $70 million on an annualized basis." And that's what they told us on October 2nd, 2023. With that, we'll need to see whether they're getting close to 70 million, and next year with this pace they can also hit close to $80 million. And while we are all waiting for one of the big update on their IPO, what this means is the IPO will be for 400,000 shares Class A common stock to be issued by HCWC. Now with that, they want to control the number of shares. Remember that HCMC is having problem with the number of outstanding shares and the shares that are into the market. The underwriters will also be granted 30-day option to purchase up to additional 60,000 shares. With that, at the IPO price, with that, they can have total of 460,000 shares. Less underwriting discount and commissions and whatnot based on the IPO price point. HCMC anticipates that it will distribute approximately 1.8 million shares of 1.88 million shares of HCWC right here. 1.88 million shares of HCWC Class A common stock and 7.5 million shares of HCWC common stock, right? Class B common stock with the spin-off. Now, HCWC Class A common stock will be freely tradable upon issuance for the period of 90 days following the spin-off, which is lock-in period. HCWC's Class B stockholders will be restricted from selling, disposing, and hedging against any share of this common Class B stock upon the expiration of the lock-in period. Class B common stock will automatically be converted into Class A common stock, which will also be freely, at that point, will be tradable without any restriction for the further registration under the Security Act of 1933 as amended Security Act. So, this is what people are waiting for, especially if you own HCMC at the moment. With that, I wanted to share with you that I did not really see any other update, and right now we are on December 26th. What we are expecting is this needs to be completed, and people are at least expecting that this will be completed in Q4 2023, which is this year. So take a look right here. Healthier Choice Wellness Corp, they have filed a public offering, Form S1, IPO, and the spin-off wellness segment subsidiaries. HCWC to distribute dividend in pro rata basis with HCMC shareholders, as you already know, 400,000 stocks and 60,000 more that we talked about. And this is the key information. HCWC in application process that it to list on NYSE exchange. So they are looking for New York Stock Exchange. HCMC will remain in patent suite and enforce the patent rights. IPO and spin-off is expected to be completed in Q4. So right now we're in Q4 2023 and this is our time. So we might be looking for the CEO shareholder letter. I'll keep you posted if we get one. I'll also make sure that I share the information with you because I know many of you are looking into it. But for now, we do not really have a ton of information or insights for HCWC. So watch out, wait. Make sure you click the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll make sure that I'll share more information with you. And with that, I wish you all the best for the new year and also a great trading season while you're probably adjusting your profit and loss statement. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching once again.